Hello one and all, and welcome to YouTuber Review, a show where we go through some of the biggest names in YouTube and analyze them for their quality of content, the current status of their channels, and the personalities they put behind it, while at the same time giving them a minor helping of criticism, but only as long as you spell minor like this. On our last episode, the Wheel of Selection chose none other than the biggest landmine it could have ever chosen, HonorTheCall. A YouTube exposer most famous for shining the light on one of YouTube's biggest scandals, the T. Martin CSGO Lotto scandal. But not only that, whenever there's a major story, like a really big story in the YouTube community going on, you can bet that he's going to make a video on it. And a lot of the times the stories he covers are actual drama instead of, the petty shit like, oh, this girl broke up with this guy, how dramatic. No, if he's gonna cover a regular story, he's going to cover the big ones. But the thing is, he's not known as a YouTube reporter, he's more known as a YouTube exposer. Seriously though, when this guy makes videos, when he's exposing someone, you can tell that hours upon hours of research were done into it. And so far, he's had a pretty good track record because he goes after things from all angles. Fucking look at that, that's a lot of angles if I've ever seen it. But seriously, you can listen to these exposed videos because he approaches it like a judge, and he doesn't make the video unless he can prove, without a shadow of a doubt, that the person in question is guilty. So honestly, if you find yourself being exposed by this person, it's generally like being fucked with a double-sided dildo, both sides at once, no lube, and he is just ramming it in there. Translation, you're fucked. But before we get too deep into it, let's just get this thing started. Let's take a look at HonorTheCall's channel. HonorTheCall, according to his About page, has been on the wonderful website known as YouTube for about 5 years now. Ignore the incorrect view count, we'll get into why that says that in just a moment, and his description shows off one of his prouder moments. However, even though HonorTheCall has been on this website for more than 5 years, he didn't start making videos on it until about a year ago. But over that year of making videos, he's gained himself quite a large following. Guys out there gonna expose me. But if HonorTheCall's name sounds familiar to any of you out there, it's probably because you've likely heard of him before in a news channel. And that's because whenever he actually exposes someone, the stories are normally so good that news channels pick up the stories immediately and report on them. And generally they do this because he has such an amazing track record. Because as stated before, whenever he goes to expose someone, he has a ton of research behind it and a ton of proof that he's correct. And after one of his videos drop, as we can see, quite often action begins to happen, not only in his community, but several others. The most recent example of this being with the FaZe Clan incident, where he exposed that, well, they hadn't really updated anyone after asking for money for a game. And shortly after that video was posted, FaZe Rain himself made a video addressing the issue, basically stating that they didn't scam anyone, video games take quite a while to make, it was taking a bit longer than they had originally expected, and that they were going to offer refunds for anyone who wanted it. And none of this would have originally happened if HonorTheCall did not make the video bringing this new topic to light. But exposing aside, there's one thing that you can notice from all of HonorTheCall's videos, and that is the game that he is playing in the background at all times. That game, of course, being Call of Duty, insert whatever installment here. And this really isn't an accident because it's a callback to his original channel's idea, which, believe it or not, was not always about YouTube drama and YouTube exposed stories. Instead, his channel originally was Call of Duty tips and tricks and stories about the Call of Duty community and everything that's been going on in it. And with that in mind, let's take a look at HonorTheCall's first video still available on his channel, Why to Play on a Gaming Monitor.
Hey guys, WarGod here. I'm super excited to bring you guys some Black Ops 3 gameplay. I'm using the LMG BRM Auto and Man of War Assault Rifle. Alright, so basically when I started playing online multiplayer, I sucked pretty bad at it until I switched to a gaming monitor. If you are still struggling to go positive in every game, or your KD and win-loss is not improving, you should sincerely try switching things up.
And then the rest of the video basically consisted of him telling you the different reasons why you should use a gaming monitor instead of a TV. Which, alright, is all well and good, but I highly doubt that many people are going to switch because of that. But if there is one thing that we can note from his older videos before he switched over to YouTube News, it's that all of his titles used to be in all caps. Which honestly doesn't even surprise me anymore because let's face it, basically every single YouTuber started off doing that. Well, I mean everyone but Scarce, but he used emojis, which I consider worse. But if I were to give HonorTheCall a score based on his first video on the channel, well, I'd probably sit him around a 4 or 5 because, well, it wasn't that bad of a video. I mean, there wasn't much notable or special about it either. And really the only editing to be seen was some default text played alongside the points. However, we aren't just judging his channel based on his original videos, so let's just see if he can bump himself up with his newer videos on his channel. And that newest video on his channel will also explain the reason why on his About page, his views only said 5 views, meanwhile, that's definitely not the case. The video is simply called I Got Hacked.
I did panic for a few minutes. My channel was empty with no videos to be found. It was as empty as the boxes we saw in this infamous pickup truck. But then I was quick to realize that the videos can be restored as Google is too big of a company to not keep backups. So that gave me a bit of comfort. I also noticed my website was hacked too and someone left this message on it. Now this Tyrone character, I'm not too sure if I want to be mad at him or what. You will find out why very soon.
And in this video he actually goes into major detail of how the hacker actually got into his accounts and actually deleted all the videos on his channel, while at the same time releasing a bunch of DMs between him and the hacker themselves, and luckily we find out that the entire thing was a giant misunderstanding and the hacker was actually nice enough to return all the accounts back to him and, well, give him back control of everything. And luckily the only glitch that happened because of the whole thing was just this view count. But going with the video itself, it's much higher quality, it has a ton of editing put into it, and, well, he has a really good flow through the entire thing. Every point he makes transitions into the next quite smoothly, and really there's no problem with the video at all. But that being said, it's time to look at HonorTheCall himself and see what information we can get about him. First things first, HonorTheCall was not always known as HonorTheCall. He actually started off on YouTube under the name War God. The evidence of this being when he was first doing his Call of Duty videos, and also in his channel's URL. HonorTheCall has never really shown his face, and I don't really think he ever plans to, because usually he just opts to using gameplay as his background. HonorTheCall is actually also not a full-time YouTuber. He actually has a job in real life that he attends to most of the time, and well, he mainly does YouTube as a hobby more than anything, which means he doesn't really have that big of a schedule for YouTube. He just puts out a video whenever, but lately he's been doing about 3 or more a week, which for the amount of research he does for his videos really isn't that bad. The main content of his channel used to be Call of Duty news, and also it is said that he occasionally enjoys a good game of Call of Duty. But with that being said, I think that we know enough at this point to give HonorTheCall his final rating. A lot of you guys seemed to enjoy the new system last week, so we're going to continue it here. But if you are new, we have a new system of rating. We have 9 to 10 being a subscribe, 6 to 8 being check them out, 4 to 5 being maybe watch one of their videos, or 3 to 1 being avoid them at all costs. So how does HonorTheCall stand on the scale? Well, when I take everything to account, I have to give him a 6 out of 10 or a check him out. And the only reason I give him this score is, well, his content isn't really that original, and unless you are there only for the exposed videos, you're likely going to get the same information from his channel as you would get from a regular news channel such as Scarce or fucking Keemstar. A lot of times in much smaller quantities as well, because, well, he may do 3 stories in one video, that video's only going to be there once every 3 days or so. And honestly, if you do go to HonorTheCall's channel, you're likely going to be there for the exposed videos, because that's what he does best, and he really does put a lot of work into those videos. It's something that's completely obvious if you watch one of them, because you can tell that hours upon hours of research was done. It's the reason why so many major news channels pick up his stories, because, well, they're extremely well done, well put together, and they have a ton of evidence behind it. Meanwhile, his news stories just sound like filler. But with that being said, it is once again time to spin the mighty wheel of selection. Wait, stop it right there. We have another volunteer. And that volunteer is none other than Sinnoh, another commentary channel that contacted me via Twitter and told me that, hey, I should make a video about him, so I was happy to oblige. So keep an eye out for that one on Wednesday, because that one is going to be a fun one. But with that being said, everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please hit that like button, and if you really liked it, hit that subscribe button. I would love a new addition to the Snake Army. I have HonorTheCall's channel on screen right now, so all you have to do is click it, and it will send you right to his channel. Go check him out. I'm pretty sure you will enjoy his content. But if you didn't like what you saw and, well, you want to check out someone else, I have 3 other options listed down below. I have Chubbs, Soron, and Supoz. They all do great stuff. I highly recommend them all. You can go check them out. Just click any of their names. They'll send you right to their channels. And as well, make sure to go follow me on Twitter, because I do a lot of stuff there. You get sneak peeks to future videos, and, well, you can help do surveys on what videos I make next. But that being said, guys, I will see you on the next video tomorrow. As always, Whiplash, signing out.